Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. Good evening to all of you in YouTube land. I hope and pray that all of you and yours are happy, healthy, safe, and well. Well, in my part of the world, it is the date of the Winter Solstice, or as my fellow witches and pagans call it, Yule. Right now, the time is right now the date is Tuesday, December 21st, 2021. And the time is approximately 10:56 p.m. Eastern Time. So before I forget, let me acknowledge my two newest YouTube channel subscribers. They are, and I'm going to read it because if there's a way to pronounce it, I don't know. 8XMTG8X. Excuse me, I did that wrong. Somebody would think I'm dyslexic. I'm not dyslexic, by the way. Take two. X8MTG8X. She is one of my newest YouTube channel subscribers, and she is from Sweden. Hello, Sweden. And a fellow Latina, Julieta Brito. Julieta Brito. I'm very thrilled because I remember having a classmate with the last name Brito. So I don't even know if it's the same Brito, but it's not an entirely common surname in Hispanic culture, right, Drake? Drake happens to be Hispanic as well, which is why I said, and he's here, and even if it wasn't Hispanic, but you get the idea. So they are my newest YouTube channel subscribers. Welcome to the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. And yes, I have lighting over here, I have ring lighting over here, and I have the fan over here. How you doing? So this is my official third annual Yule Market thank you. And I mean, the number of people for whom I have gratitude and praise for the third annual Yule Oddities and Curiosities market is a vast list. First and foremost, I want to thank Amy C. Wilson of Moon Serpent and Bone for just making the event spectacular. I want to thank all of my fellow readers and all of the vendors, and there is one vendor in particular. Well, there are two vendors in particular that I want to thank. I only remember the name of one, and that is the Yamaya Moon Boutique. Loved her energy, loved her assistant's energy, loved the merchandise, loved the reasonable prices of the merchandise. And of course, I definitely want to thank, I will make sure to include her contact information in the description box, but she and her friend were offering baked goods. And I distinctly remember seeing this mini carrot loaf. It was like a carrot cake, only without the carrot cake, cream cheese frosting. And it was so good. I mean, for me, that was dinner, actually. But I will tell you what a oh. They had three flavors. There were mini loaves. Carrot, Oreo, and pumpkin. So yes, I did eventually have the pumpkin at the end of the night. There was a green vanilla frosting for the carrot, and there was only one red vanilla frosting left for the pumpkin. Super delicious. I devoured them all. There were no crumbs left. But I also must thank the staff and the volunteers of Locust Grove Estate. Their professionalism was beautiful. Their commitment was wonderful. It was just an amazing, amazing evening. And of course, as somebody who used to lead prosperity classes, I shall not deny that I am at my happiest when I lose track of how many readings and how many sessions I'm doing. And I was very happy to have offered and conducted a goddess energy healing treatment. It was so, so wonderful. It was a really beautiful and unique goddess energy healing treatment because there were several goddesses that stepped up. They were like, "We're here for you." And it was just so beautiful and so magnificent, and it was spectacular, because every time that I've done a goddess energy healing treatment, I'm usually intuiting the presence of one or two goddesses, but both the one that I did at the Goddess Energy at the 3rd annual Yule Market and one of the ones that I did at Notions and Potions this past weekend, there were several goddesses that were present. It was, I think there were like a total of 6 or 7 goddesses in both of the 2 Goddess Energy Healing treatments. So it was beautiful, magnificent, spectacular. I must mention that somebody that I hold in high esteem, namely Kimberly Moore, the living goddess who founded Mother House of the Goddess, once shared with me that she always worries about me whenever I'm traveling someplace, because, you know, COVID-19 is a real thing and COVID-19 is still rampant. And Kimberly would have been especially proud and especially happy with the lengths that were taken to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Absolutely, it was just amazing. And if I'd had more time, I would have happily taken a COVID-19 test prior to. Nobody asked me if I had COVID-19, for the record, but I did volunteer that information to Amy C. Wilson because she's the one that organized the market. I definitely had my vaccination card in my wallet, just in case anybody needed to see it. I wore a face mask when I was on the floor. I would occasionally go to the bathroom and have a mask break, but if somebody came into the bathroom while I was washing my hands, I would immediately put my face mask back on. So the commitment to stopping the spread of COVID-19 at this establishment was truly beautiful and amazing, and the grounds are gorgeous. I definitely had an opportunity to do some walking around. I had arrived early, and the location is so beautiful, and it's, you know, it's relatively easy to get to. It's actually a short taxi ride from the Poughkeepsie Metro North Station, and it certainly is a very short taxi ride from the hotel at which I was staying. So I am immensely thankful to everybody, and I really met some amazing fellow readers and magical practitioners who have amazing energy. So I am truly overflowing with gratitude and praise for all of the wonderful people that I met and worked with that night. And I was especially happy to meet somebody named Mary, and Mary is a staff person for Locust Grove Estate. And I distinctly remember at one point later in the evening, she came to my table and she was like, "Oh, I'm so happy to finally be able to check up on you." And I looked at her like, "Hi." And I don't remember offhand if she was wearing a black Santa hat, because the black Santa hats were worn by the Locust Grove staff and volunteers. But I definitely remember her name is Mary, as in Mother Mary. Loved meeting her, loved her energy, and I especially loved when she told me that she kept trying to come to my table to check up on me and see how I'm doing, but there was always somebody at my table. So she couldn't do it until she finally had the opportunity to come to my table because nobody was sitting there. That made me so happy. That made me overjoyed. And I truly loved the commitment by Amy C. Wilson, by Witch Space CO, which is a witchy-themed podcast, because they spread the word as well. It made me so happy to see how many, really everybody, was spreading the word big time on their social media platforms, in broadcast emails, in group emails, talking to people, putting up signage in their respective stores and establishments. Oh my goddess, it made me so happy. I really, really loved it. And I am just, I mean, I could keep thanking everybody, because that's how grateful I am, that's how thankful I am, that's how thrilled I am, that's how happy I am. But speaking of thank yous, thank you to Amy C. Wilson once again. Thank you to Moon Serpent and Bone. Thank you to Otherworldly Waxes. Thank you to Locust Grove Estates. Estate, in Poughkeepsie, New York. Thank you, Poughkeepsie, New York. And thank you to everybody who availed themselves of my psychic services, of the psychic services of all of the other practitioners who purchased from the vendors, and there were so many wonderful vendors, especially those people who purchased from the vendors in the Reader's Nook and the vendors that were in the separate area designated for the other vendors. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for shopping small. Thank you for shopping local. Thank you. And of course, to all of you in YouTube land, thank you for all the likes, for all the comments, for all the shares, for all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel, and thank you to those of you who have scheduled your sessions, had sessions already, going to have sessions with me, and thank you to those of you who bought me a coffee. Good night. A blessed Yule to those of you who celebrate Yule. Have a wonderful evening, have a great week, have a great holiday, and stay tuned for the next video.